The internet is fake, and I want to help you succeed in the real world. Like, what do you yourself have to offer? Let's say there's nothing else in this world. What do you have to offer? So you're gonna have all these people creating content saying, do this, do this, do this, to stop. Hey guys, it's your girl, the Real K STARR, and today's video is going to be on finding your purpose. And I'm going to tell you guys how I am starting to find and discover my purpose. I'm not going to say that I've completely found my purpose yet, because I feel like that is something that as a human being, we can tend to feel the need to find our purpose within everything that we do. Like, for example, these YouTube videos, there has to be a purpose behind that. Like everything that you do, sometimes you feel that you need to find justification and like your purpose. Just know like what you're doing is for a reason, to know that you're not wasting your time, and to know that you are providing value to people. I'm always going to speak on value because value is like the #1 seller. If you don't have anything valuable to offer, then it's like, what are you doing? So I'm going to share with you guys my experience when it comes to finding your purpose. For a long time, I've struggled with not knowing my purpose, and still today, I tend to not exactly know my purpose, know what I'm here for, what am I destined to do with my life, but I do know that I'm bound to be successful. So with that being said, not knowing my purpose, I literally just started meditating and just talking to myself and just getting a clear understanding of what it is that I want to do and how I want to help other people in the world, and how do I view the world, how do I view myself, basically. So I just sat and I thought about all of this, and here's what I've come up with. So I know I'm bound to be successful, but for what I didn't know and I still don't know. Here's why you're not successful. First, let me share my definition of success in life, which is financial freedom. You're not successful because you still don't know your purpose. You're still doing the wrong things. For an example, you're still hanging around the wrong people. You're still planning to buy stuff. Like when you get money, before you even get your money, you're still planning to buy stuff. You're not thinking like a higher individual, and you're not investing in yourself. So first, you want to start with finding your purpose. Here's how I found my purpose. I started by meditating and talking to myself, literally talking to myself. Call me crazy if you want to. Thinking of things that we all have in common. Literally everyone in the world has this in common. So #1, we all need money to keep food on the table, to just keep a roof over our heads, clothes, like everything that we need to do needs money. So we all need money. So that's one thing that we have in common. #2 is nobody wants to work. I don't know. Some people, I don't know. I know I don't want to work. And I know a lot of people that go to work, they probably don't want to work. The only time I can think of somebody that wants to work is if they're retired and they're just tired of not working, literally. So #1, we all have to make money. #2, nobody wants to work. And then #3, nobody wants anyone telling them what to do. So #3, nobody wants to be like enslaved or controlled. Those are the 3 things that we all have in common. We all need money, nobody wants to work, and nobody wants to be controlled or enslaved. So here's the problem. We have 2 problems. The first one is the world works in a way where you have to have all 3 of these things in your life daily to be considered living a good life. So it creates like this never-ending cycle, which is your 9 to 5. Your 9 to 5 is the never-ending cycle of the 3 things that we all have in common. We all need to make money. Nobody wants to work. Nobody wants anyone telling them what to do. So when you're working a 9 to 5, you literally have to do this for the rest of your life, which is the way the government makes it. You have to do this for the rest of your life in order to live a good life. Another problem is people tell you on the internet things to do to get out of your never-ending cycle, which is your 9 to 5. Without telling the full truth. So you're gonna have all these people creating content saying, do this, do this, do this, to stop working your 9 to 5. All of these people are gonna just keep feeding you things that look good and it sounds good. And these are all things that like, okay, it encourages you to go and do these things, and you realize that you're gonna be doing this one thing after another, listening to all of these YouTubers, not saying that I'm telling you guys, do this so you can be successful. I'm just sharing tips, tricks, and advice that I've personally experienced myself and things that I've studied and learned myself. But you have all of these people telling you, do this for you to break that never-ending cycle, which is your 9 to 5. And they're not telling the full truth. So you see someone on the internet and you think you want to be like them and their lives look so good. This comes back to the people on the internet who are not telling the full truth, which are content creators. We are all a part of it, like being a content creator in general. All of these content creators, majority of them are not telling the full truth. You might have some that are telling the truth, or even if they are telling the truth, they're never gonna tell the full truth. So, and that's with like any niche, anything that you do, this is for everyone. Everyone on the internet, everything on the internet, okay? Nobody's telling the truth. So you're gonna see, like, you're gonna look at somebody's page and you're like, oh, their page looks so good. I'm gonna put an example up right here. You're gonna be like, oh, their page looks so good. You do similar things to that person and you want to be like this person now. You want to live your life like this person. You think this person's life is just so incredible. Like, you really look up to this person. You wanna be like that. And we see this all the time on the internet. But basically, social media, the way pages are set up where it looks like everything is just amazing, like that's obviously the point of it, because we don't want to see like just negative stuff on social media all the time. So their pages are designed to look eye-catching to us, to make us like, ooh, I like all of this. Ooh, I want to do this. Or like, ooh, like I support, like you want to follow that person because now you like everything that you're seeing on their page. And they're living the best life and you look up to that person, and now you want to live the best life like this person. And of course, you also want a good life. So you start to reenact and replicate these other people who are wealthy and successful without knowing they're literally going through some fucked up shit and have been for the past couple of years. But they're just hiding it because obviously people are only going to share on the internet things that they want you to see, things that they want you to know. They're not going to share the bad. Like, people, you know this, for example, like yourself, you're not going to share things that are going wrong in your life on the internet, unless you're like just miserable and bitter and you're just so sick of all of this wrong stuff going wrong in your life and you're just annoyed. Like, so now you're just sharing everything on Facebook, just sharing all of your business, like you're just overly annoyed. That's the only time people share like their business that nobody should know on the internet. If it's not because of that, then usually like nobody's going to share all of the bad. They're only going to share the good. So people in the media are only going to share the things that they want you to know. And when it's time to share the bad, they are only going to share the things that are considered acceptable bad news. Like things that they know, like, for example, let me give an example. What's acceptable bad news? I'm not saying this is like acceptable, but it is acceptable bad news. So if somebody goes to shares on the internet, like, oh, I'll just use this as an example, I guess a loss in a family. Acceptable, that is considered acceptable bad news because it happens every day. Like, people always pass away. That's something that we know, bad news like this happens. So, okay, I'm going to share someone who was really close to me, I looked up to, this person passed away. That's acceptable bad news because that's something that's regular, like that happens all the time. Versus all of the crap that they went through to get to where they are today. Like, they're not gonna share like, oh, they were homeless, living in their car. Sometimes people do though. Sometimes people do in like their story, like their missionary story or whatever. But most of the time, like a lot of people don't share like all of the fact behind what it takes to get to where they are today, like that day. So people are only going to share acceptable bad news. And mostly, I'm going to say higher individuals. Higher individuals will definitely mostly only share acceptable bad news. Smaller like individuals, they don't care. They're not trying to keep a certain image. So higher individuals will only share acceptable bad news, and they want to keep a certain image on social media, so they're not going to share the complete truth. Again, that doesn't mean that you have to share like negative stuff on your page all the time, or in general. Like, my whole point of saying this is that there are times where you should be real with people who look up to you. People who look up to you, people who enjoy what you do, people who support you. There are times you should definitely be real with them. So a lot of people sugarcoat things all the time and just make things seem so magical and great when it's not. And that is something that I've noticed as I was thinking and doing my meditation. So then some questions I started to ask myself, which you should also ask yourself, is if your social media blew up today, what would you have to offer for your audience besides just your viral post? And also besides a product, a course, a digital download. Exclude all of the things that we would offer in our link in bio. Obviously things that people can purchase and we would make money from. Exclude all of that. What value do you bring to your viewers? What value do you have to offer for your audience? What value do you bring to them? And what value do you bring to yourself? What is your purpose? Why do these people want to watch you? What do you have to offer? Like, what do you yourself have to offer? Let's say there's nothing else in this world. What do you have to offer? So here's my answer. I know I'm bound to be successful, and I know I will manifest my success. I promise to stay humble to myself because there are other people in the world who want to overcome this never-ending cycle, which is the 9 to 5. A lot of these people are like me. We're just trying to find a way to get out of this never-ending cycle, but we don't know how. The internet is fake, and I want to help you succeed in the real world. My purpose is to share my truth and what's true to me so that people like you can realize that your life is literally what you make out of it. So I read all my notes, and here are just some things that I realized that I want to go over real quick. So also another thing that is crazy about this never-ending cycle, the 9 to 5 that just keeps repeating itself, where people just have to work to make money, to provide food, shelter, and then you have to go to this job where people are telling you what to do, and the government makes it this way, so we will never, like, that's all we have, that's all we can do. They have control of us. They can control us because they know what we are doing. They know that we're not doing anything but working to pay for the roof that we have over our head and the food that we put on the table. That's all we can do. It gives us no time for anything else. So with that being said, these people who are on the internet sharing their ways for you to break that cycle, which is the 9 to 5, people are on the internet sharing, do this, do that, do this, do that, so you can stop working your 9 to 5. But if you pay attention to it, they're just reinforcing the cycle. They're reinforcing the cycle in their own way. They are telling you, do this to break free from your 9 to 5, but also come over here and pay me. Even though I want you to break free from your 9 to 5, or I'm saying that I want to help you break free from your 9 to 5, but you should also quit your 9 to 5, do what I'm telling you to do, and also come pay me to tell you the things that I know. Basically is what they're telling you. All of these YouTubers, or majority of them that you go and watch, obviously we have to make money. I'm not gonna say like, oh, we don't have to make money, but I just feel like obviously we all start from the bottom. Some people start with no money, some people start with money, and those who can start with money grow faster than those who don't. But also it's like when you're starting from the bottom and you get so high up, you forget like where you started from. You lose yourself, you're not humble anymore. And it's like, okay, you knew all of the hard work that it took for you to get to where you are today, but now you're making it hard work for these other people as well. You're not telling them the full truth. You're telling them to quit their job, and you're telling them to do what you did, supposedly, not giving the full truth again. And you also want them to pay you for your services. So it's literally like they are breaking the cycle, but they are reinforcing the cycle backwards. Literally backwards. It's literally backwards. Like, why would you have someone pay for something after you're telling them, oh, here, quit your job and do this, quit your job and do this? So when I was sitting and talking and just thinking, and then I'm like, you know what, let me write this down so I wouldn't forget. And then I started to forget stuff even though I wrote stuff down. And that's why I'm just like doing this, like go over what I just discussed, because I know that I am bound to be successful. I know that I'm going to be successful. Me and my family, we are going to be successful. We are going to get rid of all of our financial problems. I want to live more in the now and not in the future or in the past. I want to live in the moment and enjoy life to the fullest of what it is. And I just don't want to stress over anything. And I always tell myself, you should not stress over the things that you cannot control. So if you know that you physically have no control over something, do not stress over it. Let it go. Let it go. So because I know these things about myself, I know that, guys, I'm weird. I'm so weird. But I know that like my energy that I have within myself, I know that it's a powerful energy, and I know that I can manifest my life. Like I just know that. So there was a section in my notes where I promised that I would stay true to myself and stay humble, because I want to help other people literally who are like me, like literally people who are like me. And when I say like me, I just mean those who are trying so hard to gain their financial freedom, break that cycle, and just be able to live their best life, whatever that is for you. So I just want to help people do that by sharing the things that I know, but I want to share it in my truth. I don't want to sugarcoat anything, and I don't want to lie to the people who are watching me or being inspired by me. I don't want to make it look like my life is so easy and it's the best. And like, I'm not saying that my life is terrible. My life is good. There are bad days, like everybody has bad days, but I just want to make sure that I share everything to the fullest and that I stay true to you guys and also stay true to myself, because like I really know what it's like being at the bottom and just having to grow, having to work your way up. Like there's just so much behind all of it, and people don't tend to share all of that information. I realize what I mostly want the audience is what's going to help build me, and I will also be able to help build my audience. So I've just been heavily thinking on like, what are things that me and the world, like the rest of the world, everybody, like we all can relate to. The internet is fake. Guys, if you made it to the end of this video or even to the middle of this video, thank you so much for watching this video, and let me know, what do you think your purpose is? What do you think God put you here to do? What do you think you are supposed to do within your content that you create, within like anything that you do? What do you think your purpose is? Let me know in the comments down below. And guys, I literally just did this video. What is it? I don't know. I just did this video, but I'm gonna upload this, edit it a little bit. But this is just something that was on my mind, and I just wanted to share with you guys. So I will see you guys in the next video.
I'm not your baby.